We are good to go. So yeah, good afternoon all. Andrew from ABFM here. And as you know, we're a firm of independent, sorry, I don't know if that was working there because it wasn't clicked up. Andrew from ABFM here yet. As you know, we're a firm of independent financial advisors based in Glasgow, offering advice on life insurance, health insurance, pensions and investments. Some of you may remember my last 10-minute presentation where I did some frequently asked questions that we get asked fairly regularly throughout the client journey from the majority of our clients. And I thought I would kind of follow on from that with some more FAQs, but more sort of tailored ones for the upcoming new tax year in April, because there are a couple of changes coming into place, not a huge amount, but there's a couple. So I thought I would let you know the updates on them and just the benefits again of investments, whether it be pensions and ISAs and so on. So as you know, we're a family-run business. We're based in Glasgow, and we've got over 40 years of experience in the industry. There's 5 of us in the team. There's myself and my father, Arthur, who a lot of you have met, who are the advisors. My mum is the office manager, and we've got 2 para-planners who are, one's in the office at the moment, one's not in today at the moment. And we've also got a part-time member known as Harvey, the Cocker Spaniel, who is looking at me with big puppy dog eyes at the moment because he clearly wants his lunch, and he'll get it at about 2 o'clock, so we're all good. As I say, we're based in Glasgow, and we offer advice on pensions, investments and protection. Protection is life insurance and health insurance, along with things like income protection and so on. So yeah, as I said, based on my last presentation I did to you, we spoke about the FAQs, and I thought it would be good to sort of go over that again with some new questions we're getting asked on a regular basis. So, will the markets improve, and why is it going up and down so much? Yes, the markets will improve. I don't know when they'll improve. That's the problem. I don't have a crystal ball. We've had brokers coming into us explaining the market movements, and it's really down to 5. Well, before we go into that, market movement all comes down to uncertainty. Uncertainty will cause concern, etc., and that's when the markets will fluctuate up and down. And the 5 main areas of uncertainty we've got at the moment, according to the brokers that have been coming in, we've asked the questions, are the upcoming UK election, the upcoming US election, the war in Russia and Ukraine, the war now in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, and also just in the general, the cost of living. Things are more expensive, and therefore the industry and the markets are more costly. Now, does that mean that at the end of the year, when we've had the US election, we've had the British election, we're down to 3 things of uncertainty? Will the markets improve? In theory, yes, they could improve, but there will always be something new that comes out, comes into play. One thing ends, another thing will start. So yeah, the markets will improve, but it's all about, as I say, the time in the market, not the time of the market. So the longer you're invested in, the greater chance you've got for your investments, whether it be your pensions, your ISAs, etc., to grow your bonds, to grow and make your money work for you. So yeah, they will improve. Unfortunately, we don't know when they will go up and when they will go down, but that's the reasons for the movement, or some of the reasons. I run my own business. What's the benefit to making pension contributions through the business and not from a personal bank account? Well, it's a very good question. We get asked it quite regularly. In fact, it came up again a couple of weeks ago. As many of you will know, you get tax relief on your pension contributions. So you put in the gross of £200 going into your pension. Realistically, it's probably about £160, £165 coming out of your bank account, and the rest is a tax relief from the government, which is great because you get essentially free money put into your pension. As far as you are concerned, that money will then grow, and then when you come to take your pension out in 20, 30, 40, 50 years time, whenever it is, you pay tax on your withdrawals after your 25% tax-free cash, but you've had the benefit of the growth. However, one other way you can do it, which benefits the business, is to pay your contribution through the business. Now, what that does in theory is reduces, in essence, it reduces your corporation tax bill. And how does it do that? It does that because you're technically reducing the profits of your company. So rather than, if you're putting in £10,000 over the course of a year into your pension from your business, you've actually reduced your profits by £10,000, which therefore means your corporation tax, which you pay on the profit of the business, will then be coming down as well. So it's a really cost-efficient way to pay yourself through the business. It also means that you're not then taking money out of your own personal account into your pension. So therefore you get more money in your pocket, I suppose, if you don't want to pay yourself a lower salary because you're taking the money out of the business. Now, people say, oh, well, why am I lowering the profits of the business? Yes, you are lowering the profits of the business, but the benefit of it is, as I say, the corporation tax is coming down and you're actually still getting the money because it's still going into your pocket, albeit just through a pension pot. So it's a great way to save paying part of the corporation tax. And it's obviously, it's well known, it's done by many businesses, and it's one of the benefits of using your pension contributions through the business. Talking of the business, can you pay for your life and your health insurance through the business? And is there a benefit in doing so? Well, yes, again, you can put the business accounts in to do the life and health insurance. It would be to be declared as a benefit in kind. However, again, it means that the individual's not paying for it, the business is paying for it, and likewise, it reduces your corporation tax bill. So just because it's life insurance, just because it's personal life insurance, doesn't mean that you cannot pay for it through your business. You just need to declare it with your accountant as a benefit in kind. But again, it will keeps money in your pocket and reduces the corporation tax bills. Is business protection really worth it? If there were any other plans in place? And it's probably, as far as business is concerned, one of the most important things you can do. The example I give is of three brothers who own a business. It's a garage that they own. It's a true story. They own a garage that each own 33% of the business, and they're each married. The brother A dies, which means that, and I'll throw it out, they've got no protection policies in place for the business. So brother A dies, his shares go to his wife. So now wife owns 33%, the two brothers own 33%, making the 66%. The second brother now dies, and his shares now go to his wife. So you've got wife A, 33%, wife B with 33%, and brother C with 33%, 33.3% to be specific. The problem is the two wives do not like brother C, and they now own 66% of the business between them. In essence, they can turf him out of his own business. So what was started up as a family business between three brothers is now essentially majoritarily controlled outside of the family, outside of the three brothers. There is what you call business protection, shareholder protection, and you get what you call a cross-option agreement. Now, it's a technical term, it's a very technical process, but what it means is if brothers A, B, and C had taken out this policy, when brother A died, the life insurance company pays out to the business. Now, the cross-option agreement means that if the wife wants the money and doesn't want the shares, she gets the money. If the business wants her out, but she wants in, she has to be out. Both parties have to agree. Otherwise, the money goes to the individual and the share goes to the business. And that's why it's called shareholder protection. So it's keeping the shares within the business. Now, if both parties want the money to stay within the business and the shares to go to the wife because it's a great relationship, that's fine. That's allowed. But that's a conversation that's had at the time. But you have this cross-option agreement in place to protect yourself, but more importantly, to protect the business. And that's why it's called business protection or shareholder protection. My wife is a risk level 4, and her funds have grown more than my funds, which are a risk level 7. Why was this, Andrew? Well, again, in theory, when you're looking at that, you might think that doesn't make sense. High risk should therefore be growing more money if the funds are growing. And both the funds did grow. As I say, it's just the level 4 grew more. The reason the level fund grew more, and I said once I explained to the chap, he was quite happy, he understood it. He's a higher level risk, which means that his funds are in more volatile, more risky investments. But there are some elements of it for diversification. There are still some elements which are low risk as well in his portfolio. His wife, on the other hand, has got a few bits in the higher risk stuff, but the majority of her stuff is the low risk portfolios. The high risk stuff didn't do well at all. In fact, it dropped to value. However, the low risk stuff did perform. So his funds did still come up a little bit from the performance based on the low stuff. But because she's got so much a greater percentage in the low risk stuff, that's why her funds actually outperformed his funds. Does it happen all the time? No. Is it still fairly common? Yes, it is. Just because you're a higher risk doesn't mean that you're going to automatically make more money. If all the funds move in the same direction, then the higher risk stuff, then yes. But when it's low, That's the dog. When the lower risk stuff moves, then it's a case of the lower risk funds might perform better than the higher risk funds, and that's just how it goes. It's all part of the balancing of doing your risk profiler and seeing what you're comfortable with. The lady, the wife, wasn't happy or wasn't comfortable being high risk. That's why she came out as a low risk. He came out as a higher risk. But it does, as I say, doesn't always mean that you're going to perform better than high risk funds. And the last one is, when's the best time to start a pension? And this is Sean's favourite question, and the same answer as always. When's the best time to plant a tree? Best time to start your pension would have been 20 years ago, because as I said right at the start of the presentation, it's about the timing of the market, not the timing. Sorry, it's timing in the market, not the timing of the market. The longer you're in, the better you've got to go. Not only because you're contributing and you've got 20 years worth of contributions, but you've got 20 years worth of growth in the market. So, but if you haven't done your pension 20 years ago, the second best time is today. And it's the same with planting a tree. It's do it just now, because you will never have more time until your retirement than you do right now. If you wait 6 months, you get 6 months less to wait, which means you get 6 months less in the market, 6 months less for contributions. So as I say, yeah, it was just a quick whistle stop of some of the questions that we get asked. I mentioned about the upcoming changes. I hadn't actually, I thought I'd included that question. A lot of people have been asking about ISAs, and they've heard rumours of changes coming to the ISA rules, which is true. So as of the new tax year, you will be allowed to contribute to more than one ISA in the one tax year. So at the moment, you've got a £20,000 limit, and if you've contributed £500 to one stocks and shares ISA and you want to open another one, tough luck. You need to wait until the new tax year to do that. However, from the new tax year moving forward, there's still the limit of £20,000. But what it also means now is that you can put £500 into one, and if you want to then open up another cash ISA because you didn't actually like it or you did it a bit hastily, you can now contribute to the second cash ISA as long as you're within the £20,000 limit. So that's the main change that's coming for the new tax year. So just to finish off, we've got about a minute left, I think. Just a couple of testimonials that we've got. ABFM puts you first. They really care about you. I would 100% recommend Andrew and ABFM. Excellent service, trustworthy and easy to understand. Personalised service, honest and straightforward, no flannel or sales pitch, does what is required. Extensive knowledge, attention to detail, and easy to speak to. And lastly, I have complete faith in his ability, and I'm more than willing to listen to his advice and act upon it. So say, yeah, thank you for listening, guys. Whistle stop tour of not just the business, but some of the questions that we get asked, and the more recent ones we've been asked. If we have time for any more questions, I'm more than happy to take them. If we don't have time, if you want to send me an email, send me a text message, pick up the phone and give me a call, I'm more than happy to do that. As I say, it's Andrew from ABFM, who will allow you to live for today and plan for tomorrow.